Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we spill tea left, right, and everywhere in between. In today's spilling sesh, we are talking about the Kardashians' creepy FaceTime video, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, like always, and, well, Tanya Mojo being Tanya Mojo. But before we dive in, let me stop you right there and make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't, turn your post notifications on, give this video a thumbs up, and comment something down below. Alright, so let's dive in. The first cup of tea for today is actually not that serious in comparison to previous topics we've covered, but it is a bit weird, and also the responses were quite hilarious, so here it goes. About a week ago, the Kardashian/Jenner clan made a video on TikTok where they pranked people by calling them on FaceTime. A bunch of celebrities were included, some of which were Travis Scott, Justin Bieber, Jennifer Lawrence, Jaden Smith, and others. They even called a few social media creators like James Charles, David Dobrik, and Addison Rae. Here's a clip.
What is going on? Hello? First, I had to make sure it was real. What are you doing? What's happening? Oh, sick. That's fucking ridiculous. What? Can you see me?
Imagine getting called by the Kardashians and them sitting just like that. Like, I'd probably poop my pants or something. Some of the reactions on Twitter were hilarious, so here are a couple of my favorites. Moving on, let's talk about some of our permanent members on this channel. Yes, that's right, we're talking about Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star yet again. You know, for people who claim to not like getting into drama, they sure have been the main characters of T/drama channels lately. But anyway, we're going to be talking about Garrett Watts' shade towards Shane and his alleged hacked Instagram account. Also, we're gonna look into the newest episode on Ryland's channel called The Sip. A featured guest was, you guessed it, Jafar Starfish. As many of you probably know, Garrett Watts is one of Shane's closest friends. We've seen him on many of Shane's videos, as well as his docuseries here on YouTube. Garrett also has his own YouTube channel, and as of recently, a podcast co-hosted by him and Andrew, who is Shane's video editor/videographer. Both Garrett and Andrew have publicly distanced themselves from Shane. However, it is not confirmed whether or not they are close with him or work with him. Apparently, Garrett's Instagram got hacked, and a bunch of old photos of him and Shane had their captions changed to this. Universal Studios from open to close. I consumed my weight in butterbeer and I'm just butterbeer now. Please ignore the crusty clown and the Simpsons character in the middle. Throwback to like 16 hours ago when I was goofing in an arcade with this actual piece of garbage. Later on, he posted that his account got hacked and stated that somebody tried to stir the pot, saying, "Attention, if you've received a weird message from me or seen anything else weird via Instagram in the past 9 hours or so, please disregard." Just woke up to some wild activity/notifications and had to change my password because as I slept, my account was accessed and they were trolling, projecting weird personal stuff/opinions onto my account, archiving old pics, commenting, tagging, changing captions, sending messages, someone trying to basically stir the pot, and it was very strange and bad, and I now have my account on lock. Try to catch/correct/reset any changes now, and pardon the what the inducing moments if y'all experience anything weird. Anyways, all is well, love y'all, and have an awesome Sunday. This could very well be true. However, some people speculated that he was just trying to be shady without getting the hate from Shane and Jeffree stans. Here are some of the comments of Def Noodle's video on the matter. Theory: Garrett posted those things on his hacked account himself so he could speak his mind without getting cancelled by Shane stans. Honestly though, the Garrett thing seems like some you do when you were drunk and wake up like, oh shit, I gotta do damage control. I wish Garrett Watts actually posted those things because the hacker wasn't wrong with those captions. Hacking is still wrong, of course. What do you guys think of this? Was he secretly throwing shade, or was his account actually hacked and someone decided to stir the pot? Up next on Shane and Jeffree, like I mentioned previously, we're looking into Ryland's podcast and his newest episode featuring Jeffree Star. And just to briefly sum up what we've already covered about Shane these past few weeks, he basically allegedly returned to YouTube and all social media in this very calculated and planned way. Shane has posted a lot during the past month or so on his Instagram. He's liked photos, shouted out Trisha and Jeffree multiple times, and all of these posts were while he was emotional or had something very important to say or talk about, which given the circumstances is understandable, but having these posts so often and everything is just adding up in a way that people are not very keen on. As you know, Shane and Jeffree have been in hot water for a while, but one chose to stay silent for a longer period of time and the other stayed silent till the noise stopped and came back like nothing happened. And a lot of people think that neither of them really addressed anything, didn't take any accountability, didn't apologize to the people who were hurt, and used the current tragedies to make themselves better in the public eyes. And now ex-fans and supporters are like, wait a minute, are we getting played all over again? Is Ryland's podcast the new Shane series where he fixes people's image and makes them look like the victim? And honestly, it does really feel like Ryland is taking the role of showing the emotional, vulnerable side of Shane or Jeffree or even Trisha. Is this strategic? Is it what they genuinely think is the right move for them? They got criticized for valid reasons, but they're addressing it as hate, which brings the question of, do you actually realize why all of the drama you've been in has had negative effects on your reputation? For the episode itself that featured Jeffree, it was pretty much the same sad story of, oh my god, how did you handle all of that hate and drama? How did you manage to run your businesses? And so on. Nobody really acknowledged the situation that happened over the year. They did talk about other things happening in Jeffree's life, bringing their last episode that featured Shane and talking about dealing with loss and grieving. There is nothing wrong with that, but with everything else that they've posted and showed, it really leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It feels strategic and planned, but that of course is all alleged. Tell me how you guys feel about this. Do you think Shane should come back full force, or does he still have some addressing to do? And lastly, we're going to be talking about Miss Tanya Mojo and Jake Paul. Yet another problematic duo. I know. Recently, Jake Paul had a boxing match that he's been training for quite a while now. He ended up winning, and he had a big group of friends and family that were waiting for him to celebrate. Tanya was also there, and they ended up partying because that is what you do in a global pandemic, apparently. Partying with hundreds of people. Tanya posted this on Instagram saying, "These videos all have me so emotional. The smiles on everyone's faces after putting our souls into this night for a year. It's so pure. Everyone has truly become a family over the years, and there wasn't a new friend in the building. Everyone was legit just screaming, hugging, crying, and counting our checks." LMFAO, shout out to Jake for knowing he wouldn't let a single one of us down. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, nobody is wearing masks or keeping distance. Jake's mom was there among young dumb influencers who can't stop partying left and right. Don't they think that this is a risk for her to be there? Also, Tanya talking about everyone counting their checks is so tone deaf right now. And she tries to make partying so emotional, and that is this pure and deep thing. She's trying to justify it for being this huge bonding experience. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's obvious that they don't care about any of these things that they've apologized for in regards to COVID and partying. And after that picture was posted, Christine, a former close friend of Tanya, dragged her on Twitter saying, "The fact that I was roommates with Tanya is so insane to me. It feels like a different lifetime, LMAO. What a stupid, talentless trash Yikes." Something else involving Tanya, she finally came on the Call Her Daddy podcast a year later. If you don't know, Call Her Daddy, back when it had both Alex and Sophia as hosts, had invited Tanya Mojo on the podcast for an episode last year. Apparently, she never showed up, got drunk the previous night, and slept in, which is obviously nothing new for her. After that, Alex and Sophia posted a vlog called Tanya Mojo Over, where they talked about how excited they were to have her on the show, but they were sitting around waiting for her for hours. And you know, Tanya never shows up unless it's a party. Anyway, over a year later, she got featured on the podcast and said that a scandal is on the way. There wasn't much tea actually, but she did mention one thing, her MTV show. This year, Tanya did receive a lot of backlash on her MTV show, and honestly, the show was kind of a wake-up call for some of her audience due to the episodes getting progressively worse and worse. They showed Tanya not caring about her friends, her health, her manager, and everyone that was just around her and worked for her. And when the backlash got overwhelming, Tanya tried to blame it on the editing of the show. She said that they took clips out of context and that they purposely tried to make her look bad so the views were up. On the podcast, she also claimed that the producers would stage fights between her and her friends, as well as scripting a lot of scenes. This could very well be true to an extent. However, if that is the case, then everyone around her are very good actors, especially her ex-manager Jordan. Although her behavior was repeated many times, so which one is it? Is it just MTV making Tanya look bad? Or maybe she really acts that way in real life? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week. Alright, bye.